Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. So we are discussing the worksheet number 1 under the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare for CET NEET. So in the previous session I have completed around 15 questions. Let's start with the next question, that is question number 16. So let me read out the question for you. Methanogens do not produce A. Oxygen, B. Methane, C. Hydrogen sulfide, D. Carbon dioxide. Methanogens means methane producing bacteria. Methanobacterium do not produce oxygen. They produce methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide gas. So these are the components of the biogas. Okay. So they mainly produces the gases by the process called as methanogenesis. Okay, so all these are the components: carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, methane, but not the oxygen. Next question number 17. Activated sludge should have the ability to settle quickly so that it can A. Be rapidly pumped back from the sedimentation tank to the aeration tank. That is the right answer, option A. So, what do you mean by activated sludge? Now, once the BOD, biological or biochemical oxygen demand of the sewage of wastewater, it is reduced, then the effluent is then passed into the next tank, that is called as the settling tank. So, in the settling tank, the bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment, and this sediment it is called as the activated sludge. So that activated sludge should have the ability to settle quickly and be rapidly pumped back from the sedimentation tank, then it will to the aeration tank, which serves as an inoculum. So the remaining major part of the sludge is pumped into the large tank, that is called as anaerobic sludge digesters. So next question, question number 18. Match the items in column A and column B and choose the correct answer. Column A and column B. Ladybird for aphids, mycorrhiza for glomus, biological control trichoderma, biogas methanobacterium. So the right option is the option B. Right option is the option B. So the very familiar beetle with the red and black markings, it's called as the ladybird beetle, as well as the dragonflies are useful to get rid of this aphids. So I told what are aphids. Aphids are nothing but the small sap sucking insects. Okay. Then what about the trichoderma? Trichoderma, biological controller developed for the treatment of plant disease such as fungus. Trichoderma. So trichoderma species are free living that are very common in the root ecosystem of the plants. So they are effective biological control for several plant-borne pathogens, plant pathogens, okay, disease-causing organisms. So they are used for treatment of or treating the soil-borne diseases. That is why they are mainly found in the vicinity of the root ecosystem. Okay. Next, what about mycorrhiza? You already studied. It is nothing but the symbiotic association or mutualism between the roots of the higher plants, higher vascular plants, and the fungus, that is, for example, Glomus, which forms an association, that is arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi. It is called as Glomus. So it is inhabiting the roots of the higher vascular plants, and the plants provides the food to the fungus because fungi are the heterotrophic, but the fungus provides mainly the phosphorus from the soil, and phosphorus is very important for the normal growth and development of the plants, as well as it makes the plant resistance against the root-borne pathogens. Okay. Then also for tolerance against the salinity and the drought. So arbuscular means it is like nodules, like it is produced, the fungi produces arbuscules or the nodules inside the root cortex. Okay, and through which it can inhabit the plant host. Okay, and it can get the food from the plant, and in return it provides what? Phosphorus. Next, question number 19. Which one is the most important role of microorganisms for the well-being of humans? Though sewage treatment, production of methane, biological control of plant disease, conversion of milk to curd, all this acts as a important, all this helps. These are the help by the microorganisms for the well-being of the humans, correct? But the most important among this is the option D, that is conversion of milk into curd. Because you know, curd, it is a very good probiotic. There are two types. One is prebiotic, and probiotic. Probiotic means the useful organisms which are required for our healthy stomach. So, and these prebiotics are the food for the probiotics. Probiotics are example bacteria. One example is lactobacillus. So, which helps for conversion of milk into curd, and it enhances the quality of the curd because it produces vitamin B12 in our intestine. So it is important for the healthy intestine, that is probiotic. Prebiotic is the food for the probiotic. For example, banana is a prebiotic and curd is a probiotic, or even yogurt you can take, majjige, curd, mosaru, those are very good probiotic because they help for the useful growth of certain microorganisms. Useful microorganisms growing help ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಯಾವುದು probiotic. ಮತ್ತು prebiotic, for example banana ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, that is the food for those probiotics. So very important conversion of milk into the curd. So they act like a probiotic has for example lactic acid bacilli or lactobacillus present in the intestine and helps in the process of digestion. Next, question number 20. Flocks is dash. Whether it is the primary sludge produced in sewage treatment, whether it is a type of biofortified food. Biofortified means if you want to increase the mineral or vitamin content of the food, you are adding excess of that, so that during transportation or during storage, some amount of the vitamin or the mineral, if it is lost also, it can be fulfilled. So that is biofortification, that actually it is coming under the topic strategies for enhancement of the food production. Okay, next the option C, a mesh-like structure formed by the association of bacteria and the fungal filament in the sewage treatment, that is called as the flocks. Question number 21. Roquefort cheese is ripened by using fungus. So you know this fungus color is like blue color, sheep milk blue colored fungus. If you see the sheep milk, actually its color is slightly bluish. So that color is having this fungus. So it is called as sheep milk blue colored fungus. So that fungus ripens, is responsible for the production of or the ripening of the Roquefort cheese. Okay. So the cheese color is sheep milk blue. Okay. And it comes from the fungus that is from south of France. It has come from the south of France, first produced from the south of France, from the fungus that is called as Penicillium roqueforti. I have told in the last session, Penicillium roqueforti, which grows and gives particular flavor to this cheese, that is Roquefort cheese. Next question number 22. What gases are produced in anaerobic sludge digesters? Anaerobic sludge digesters produce three gases, already discussed. One is methane, second hydrogen sulfide, and the third one is the carbon dioxide. During the sewage treatment, biogases are, next question, question number 23. During the sewage treatment, biogases are produced which include, once again, repetition of the previous question. So option is A, methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide gases. Let's move to question number 24. Microbe used for the biocontrol of pest butterfly caterpillar is, yes students, you are right, option C, Bacillus thuringiensis. In short it is called as BT. So that can be introduced in order to control the butterfly caterpillars. Okay. So they are available in sachet in the form of dried spores. You mix it with the water and spray to the plants. And when these bacteria inhabits the gut of the caterpillars, it will kill them. Okay, the process which are already explained in the biotechnology principles and process. Okay, now instead of that, by using the biotechnological or genetic engineering process, the genes, specific genes of this BT are introduced into the plant so that they can become naturally resistant against these caterpillars. So it is a very good biocontrol agent because you don't have to use harmful chemicals for the control of this caterpillar population among the plants. Okay. So Saccharomyces cerevisiae is nothing but the baker's yeast. Streptococcus species, Streptococcus pneumonia for example, which causes pneumonia. Trichoderma species is a natural biocontrol agent for the soil-borne pathogens, which is found in the root ecosystem. Next question number 24 or 25. During the sewage treatment, biogas produced includes sewage treatment Yava biogas. Once again repeated question, so you can imagine the importance of this particular question, very important. So the right option is the option C, methane, hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. Students, let's move to question number 26. A person admitted to the hospital as he had myocardial infarction leading to heart attack. A cardiologist injecting him the streptokinase. Why? Because the streptokinase enzyme acts like a clot buster to remove the clot, okay, in the blood vessels. Similarly, statins, which are produced from the yeast Monascus purpureus, it reduces the level of cholesterol in the blood. Next question number 27. The puffed up appearance of duh is due to fermentation by the bacteria. Identify the gas liberated during the process. Which gas is liberated? It's a direct question, very simple, carbon dioxide. Next, another important question. To identify an organism that can produce biomass of protein. Biomass of protein is produced by Methylophilus methylotrophus, option A. Methylophilus methylotrophus, option A, that you are going to study in strategies for enhancement of food production. So, this microorganisms produces biomass of protein. Okay, next Monascus purpureus is used for production of statins. Similarly, Aspergillus niger can be used for the production of citric acid. Similarly, Trichoderma polysporum is a cyclosporin A which produces cyclosporin A, which is a immunosuppressive agent. So, Methylophilus methylotrophus is a very important bacteria because of its high rate of biomass production and growth. Now, it has been calculated that 250 kg of cow produces 200 grams of protein. 250 kg of cow produces 200 grams of protein every day, per day. In the same period, 250 grams of a microorganism like Methanophilus, that is bacteria, Methylophilus methylotrophus, because of its high rate of biomass production and the growth, it can be expected to produce around 25 tons of proteins. 25 tons of proteins. Now imagine ಮಾಡಿ 250 grams of proteins, ಇಷ್ಟು proteins ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆ ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಕೌ ಬೇಕು? 250 kg of cow ಬೇಕು. 250 kg of cow. But by using this bacteria, one can produce, say, around how many tons? High rate of biomass, 25 tons by 250 grams. 25 tons of proteins by only 250 grams of bacteria. That means it has got very high rate of biomass production, such as of proteins. Okay, next question number 29. Match the column 1 with the column 2 and select the correct option using the codes given below. Column 1, they are given different names of the products. Column 2, the microbes. The right option is option C. C, citric acid produced by Aspergillus. Cyclosporin A produced by Trichoderma. Then statins produced by Monascus purpureus, butyric acid by Clostridium luteicum. Next question number 30. Biochemical oxygen demand BOD may not be good index for the pollution for water bodies receiving effluents from petroleum industry, option D. Now, biochemical oxygen demand may not be a good index for pollution of water bodies receiving the effluents from. It may be from sugar factory, okay, domestic sewage, okay, dairy industry, okay. All this sewage, if it is let to flow into the drinking water sources, then the water gets polluted. Okay, so because all these industries also they discharge large amount of the chemicals like nitrates and phosphates into the water source, and due to the accumulation of these nitrates and phosphates, there will be growth of more and more algae, and which leads to the algal bloom. So this alga will cover the entire water ecosystem and prevents the entry of the sunlight, so that the vegetation which is found below this algal region will be deprived of the sunlight, and they will, after the death, acts upon by the microorganisms. This vegetation of the death acted upon by the microbes or the microorganisms, and these microorganisms use for the degradation of this organic matter a lot of dissolved oxygen present in the water bodies. So it increases the biological oxygen demand of the polluted water. Got my point? But if one use, but if the water gets polluted due to the petroleum industry, it contains radium, okay, and this radium will check the growth of the algae. So there is no growth of algae, so light can penetrate and the vegetation can survive. So vegetation can survive means there is no formation of the organic matter, so there is no question of action by the microbes for the degradation of this organic matter. There is no consumption of the oxygen. So most important question. So students, mark it as very important question. Let's move to question number 31. As the organic matter increases in a water body, the BOD also increases. We have discussed many times. Option A. Question number 32. Which one of the following has been commercialized as the blood cholesterol lowering agent? That is option A. Statins. Once again, direct question. Then question number 33. Streptokinase is cyclosporine is an immunosuppressive agent, correct? Streptokinase which is used for the clot busters. Trypsin, alpha trypsin A. Trypsin is an enzyme. You studied in the chapter digestion, isn't it? Which acts on the proteins and convert trypsin. So it is a protein digesting enzyme, trypsin. Next, question number 33. Which of the following in the sewage treatment removes the suspended solids? Which removes the suspended solids? Primary treatment. We have discussed many times. Primary treatment. Next, question number 34. So what is this primary treatment? Primary treatment steps basically involve the physical removal of the particles, larger and the smaller particles from the sewage by two important methods. One is through filtration, another one is through sedimentation. So these are removed in stages. Initially the floating debris, they are removed by the method of sequential filtration. So then the grit, the small pebbles and the soil particles, they are removed by the process of sedimentation. So all solids are settled and they form the primary sludge, and the supernatant that forms the effluent. Then the effluent from the primary settling tank is taken for the secondary treatment. So the secondary treatment is nothing but the biological treatment. Next, question number 34. Which of the following is correctly matched for the product produced by them? Acetobacter aceti, antibiotics, wrong. Methanobacterium lactic acid, wrong. Penicillium notatum, acetic acid, wrong. Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it produces ethanol, that is the correct option. Yeast, fermented yeast for the production of ethanol. We have studied in the previous session the equations I written on the board. Acetobacter aceti for acetic acid, isn't it? Methanobacterium, which produces the methane gas. Penicillium notatum. Penicillium, why it is used? Penicillium, it is a fungus for the antibiotics, isn't it? Lactic acid produced by the lactobacillus or lactic acid bacillus. Penicillium is also used as an antibiotic. Penicillium notatum is used as an antibiotic. Acetobacter aceti, which produces the acetic acid. Let's move to question number 35. It is the last question from the worksheet number 1. Members of the genus dash forms mycorrhiza. A. Glomus. B. Saccharomyces. C. Trichoderma. D. nostoc. Members of the genus Glomus, it forms the mycorrhiza. Just now we have discussed arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi. Shows the symbiotic association or mutualism. So with these students, we have completed the first worksheet for the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare for CET and NEET. So my dear students, take down all the important points which I have written on the board, and also take down my lecture notes, and with more questions with the worksheet number 2, I will come back to you in my next session. Till then, bye, and thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.